There's something about this position of a prompter that is making the actor able to do its job. So it's a part of the actor. It's somehow an extended part of this other human being, if you can take it that far somehow. My name is Born Schwartz. I'm an artist that makes installations where I work with film and photography and sculpture.
Julie, double feature we had last night where you have been showing the Invisble Voice, which is about the prompter, a person in a theater who prompts actors when they forget their lines or neglect to move on the stage to where they are supposed to be. What was your interest to go to that part of a theater?
It came out from a personal experience of me working as a prompter in my 20s. So that was the reason why that I'd had a personal experience with it and thought it was really magical and amazing to sit beside the stage in this dark room and see a play each night, the same play, know every line, know every movement, and be this mediator, I would say, in between the audience and the actors, in between the story that was taking place on stage and outside. It was like a mixture, this in-between space I thought was really interesting. Thinking about it now as an artist, it was a curiosity to explore this in-between state and place, literally sitting in this one box that is left in Denmark, theater box, prompter box, to sit inside that and view outside and see the world split in two parts, to see upside and upstairs and downstairs, and see the world split somehow.
When today the box has disappeared and the prompter is now visible as a person sitting in the first row, is that something that is destroying the magic of that?
Yeah, I think now it is more and more become more popular to break it or say, of course this is an illusion, and turn to not hide and let the prompter sit in the front row. And I think it is a bit of a shame, just because of some aesthetical reasons and maybe also some intellectual reasons from the director's side of removing the box.
In your film, we hear the voice of this person expressing how she feels, and it's interesting that it's women most of the times, but is it always the case that it's...
No, I think there's some male prompters as well, but I didn't meet any on my way, so it became all women. Yeah, but Denmark is a small country, so very quickly I can get an overview of who is the prompters in the whole country. It really didn't take long.
Your voice appears with one little word, almost at the end of the film, which is magic. Why did you say that?
I was having a conversation with one of the prompters that were talking about this feeling of, I mean, you see the same play every night for night after night after night after night. Do you ever get emotionally affected by it if there's a sad scene or something, or happy scene? And she said yes, and she started being very emotional about it, thinking about it, because again it's people that are so passionate about theater. I remembered how I felt, and I had the same. I also got touched, I remember, every time at certain points, or something about the music, and then I said it's like magic.
Magic.
The word encapsulated into one thing, which was magic, which I do think theater is.
In Invisble Voice, what is also obvious is that it's very dark. So why do you choose that aesthetic to make something visible? And what is that you make visible?
Yeah, I think it came up naturally somehow, because I went through quite a lot of, I filmed in a lot of Danish theaters in different cities. And every time I went on recording, it was either just before a show, or it was when the actual play was not on, so it was off hours. And I thought it was really interesting to be examining these off spaces in the theatre. And also I don't think you have to show everything. Like, I think it's good that in a story that it's layered a bit, and that there's some peepholes into a person's stories or a place or something, that it's not all laid flat out. And I think it makes a more interesting story, or more interesting to view something.
All of your work is about how people tell stories.
Yeah.
How people tell their stories, maybe.
Yeah.
Like very personal stories that are available if you
ask. If you dare to ask a stranger, how are you? And here I think everyone has an interesting story, and I think we also learn a lot from listening to each other's stories. And yeah, I think it's actually a thing we should do even more.
How do you understand then your kind of expanded cinema aspect in it? There is not only the film, there is other props, there is a sculpture, there is an object, whatever, that all tells a story, another story. What is your story making about?
Very often I film in people's home, so a lot happens in a meeting, and I want that to be a part of it as well. And also then very often why I choose the projects comes from a personal, either a personal meeting or personal experience. That's the starting point. But yeah, I wanted to be not just a one-way thing, but I'm interested in this. How can you tell someone else's story, and how it then also becomes about your story, and how it all gets mixed a bit somehow. I think it does, and I hope that the viewer also thinks about hers or his life also when they meet the stories and listen to them.
So you're collecting like different stories, different material, and then you develop the product?
Yeah, so it starts out from research, and then, or a meeting it could also start off, but then there's a research period, and then there's some more, you can say, field work, or with going out and having a meeting. And I would say that the most important is what happens when I'm out in gathering the material, and that the conversation is a material in itself. It's like different, maybe like painters use colors or something, or like it is a material for me.
But has it ever happened that you didn't find a way how to sew it together?
Yeah, yeah, because I never know exactly how it will. Yeah, it's a very difficult process and strange, and yeah, but it always, in the end, something happens that is unexplainable, where it all goes together.
Magic.
Maybe.
It's magic again at the end.
I don't know. Yeah. The Invisble Voice, the music. I mean, with working with the composer, for me that took quite a lot of decision of how I was going to edit the material.
Who cut it? Who cut the music?
I mean, so far I've done everything. I worked with a sound engineer in the end, and then with the music it was a composer. But I did the rough cut with the sound, and then I worked with a sound engineer. But yeah, so far I've done everything. I would like to in the future to try also to do work with. But there's something about, especially if you go in private homes and interview people, it's different if you have a whole crew with you than if you go one-to-one. So I do the sound, and I do the image, and I do the interview.
Because it's more intimate.
It's much more intimate. I could imagine that in the future that I might mix it up and then have also some staged elements. I would like to explore that, but I think with the meeting and the conversation, I really enjoy to have it like that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.